Back it up and report to the vertibird.
Icebox. Huh.
The Mojave's radioactive wind carries the stench of ash and rot, and in its wake walks a figure out of a nightmare. His skin is charred and peeling, his eyes glowing with a sickly yellow hue, his voice a graveled rasp that sounds like it's been scraped raw by centuries of dust. He wears a tattered duster, a cowboy hat pulled low over his face, and a revolver holstered at his hip, tools of a trade that died with the old world. This is the Ghoul, but to call him a monster is to miss the point. To call him a hero is to lie. He is a ghost, a man who died in the nuclear fire of 2007, yet refused to stay dead. A man who has seen the best of humanity burn and the worst of it thrive. A man whose soul is scarred not by radiation, but by a century of loss, betrayal, and the slow, agonizing death of everything he ever loved. The Fallout TV show 2024 doesn't just introduce the Ghoul as a supporting character, he is the show's moral shadow, a living embodiment of the wasteland's cruelty and the old world's failures. Portrayed with bone-chilling depth by Walton Goggins, the Ghoul-born Cooper Howard is a study in contradiction, ruthless yet compassionate, nihilistic yet driven by vengeance, a monster who was once a man. His journey forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about what it means to survive when everything you value is gone, and whether the cost of survival is ever worth paying. This is not just the story of a mutant in a post-nuclear world. It is the story of a man broken by history, and the ways in which pain can turn even the kindest soul into a stranger. 1. A century of scars, the making of a nihilist. To understand the Ghoul, you must first understand the man he was, Cooper Howard, a pre-war cowboy actor and war hero, beloved by millions for his roles as a noble, gunslinging defender of justice. Cooper's life was a portrait of old-world idealism, a beautiful wife, Barb, a young daughter, Janie, a career that made him a household name, and a nation that looked up to him as a symbol of American grit and virtue. But beneath the glitz and glamour, Cooper's world was already rotting. The old world's greed, corruption, and obsession with war were eating away at its foundations, and Cooper, like most people, chose not to see it. Vault-Tec, the corporation that would later build the underground vaults to preserve humanity, saw in Cooper a valuable asset, a trusted face to sell their lies. They hired him as their spokesperson, paying him handsomely to star in commercials that promised safety and security in the event of nuclear war. Cooper believed in Vault-Tec's mission. He believed that the vaults were a lifeline for humanity. He even bought his family a spot in Vault 33, convinced that they would be safe when the bombs fell. But what Cooper didn't know, what no one knew, was that Vault-Tec was not just preparing for the war. They were helping to start it. The corporation's executives had colluded with world governments to trigger the nuclear apocalypse, viewing it as a social experiment to study human behavior in extreme conditions. Cooper's face, his voice, his reputation, all of it was used to lull the public into a false sense of security while the world burned around them. The Great War of 2007 changed everything.